Just today, the Outlast Trials developers hopped on stream and revealed so much information that's going to be in the next updates, going all the way up to Season 7 of information that we're going to get. But before we get into all that, the gameplay in the background is from one of my compilations that I would really recommend you guys checking out. First up is a pretty good overview of the entirety of Season 6 right here. First off, the things you would expect from Season 6, a new trial environment. We can definitely expect this to be for Lilia or the twins. I'd say the twins far before Lilia, and then later on we're going to get another map for Lilia. This is definitely good since the twins really need some more love. They only have 2 MKs along with their main mission, and they really haven't gotten a proper introduction at the beginning of their trial. And then 2 new MKs, one of them named Solve the Murder. You could probably expect this to be for the courthouse, although I think the courthouse has gotten some recent trials, so I'm not really sure why they're making another one. Then the other MK mission being Redacted, which is obviously a spin on Murkoff redacting information, while they're obviously just trying to find a name and finalize on a name since they haven't particularly gotten one in order yet, and to create mystery around it. And then for this, deluxe catalog to finish it off, which is obviously what you would expect from all this. Then something I can give more information on, the limited time event Scavenger, which will be coming up. So from the live stream, we can assume this will be very similar to the level 1 variegator, where you start with nothing. But now you'll be able to go around the trial and collect upgrades or rigs. This sounds much more interesting than just being stuck at level 1 for the whole trial, and you obviously go on, so I think this could bring a lot of difficulty to trials. But one thing that isn't explicitly mentioned here that was said on the live stream is this is the first time that you'll be able to use multiple rigs in a single trial. So it seems like this won't just be confined to the rig that you currently have equipped, so this is going to be an incredibly interesting variator. These next ones are pretty self-explanatory, so whatever information I give, I can't really get any more from the live stream, so I'll go over these pretty quickly. New variators, there was nothing said on this, just that there will be new ones as they always bring out in every update. Obviously, a new invasion season will be beginning, but with leaderboards this time, so you'll be able to see a lot of the stats, I'm assuming, probably kills or survivals. Anyway, it's going to be like a global leaderboard, and probably between friends, you can see that. Next, there's not going to be any information until we actually see them. The black market outfits which will come out and the Twitch drops, so we'll just have to wait to see how those go. And kept until last at the end of the page, probably the most interesting thing here, the barricade and x-ray reworks. Now these are only going to be buffs from here on out, so nothing going away in the reworks, only buffs. According to the developers, this is an attempt to make these rigs on the same level as stun, although this doesn't really fix the main problem with stun. The main problem with stun is that it is so powerful even when it's been nerfed so many times, and it's just used as a get out of jail free card and is really just not very skillful in the way it's used. The developers tried to be very vague when they were talking about this since they don't want anything finalized, but this is exactly what was said.
The X-ray is like it now became like the top tactical recon reagent, and the barricade is just insane to control the environment now.
So what was said here, the X-ray has now become the top tactical rig to be using. Again, this is keeping it very vague for obvious reasons, but making X-ray seem like it's going to be an incredibly powerful tool, which I'm very happy about. Following that, he said that the barricade rig is going to be insane to control the environment with. The only way I can imagine this happening is with multiple charges of the rig. I'm so confident this is the way it's going to be working in the future, so I can really see a lot of things happening like locking X-Pops in rooms or locking prime assets in rooms. So it's amazing that some of the other rigs are getting some love to make them on par with the others and make everything even in general. Next up, finally, is Primetime 2026. I'm very glad to see this time they're bringing back the catalog since last time there wasn't. We can maybe expect this one to be a pretty large catalog due to the amount of prime assets in the game now, although I'm not really sure on that one. But there are 5 prime assets now, so it's going to be insane to play. It was made very clear in the stream that there will only be 2 prime assets at a time. It was made very clear though that there won't be new voice lines for each of the new prime assets eventually. So they made it clear that it will eventually happen, so we'll just have to wait till then. So it sounded like by accident it was said that you can manually switch between prime assets. It still wasn't really clear what was said here, but I'm very excited to see where this goes. And of course, just thrown in, there's going to be new MK challenges, so I'm very excited about that as well. And then finally to show off here, Season 7. We're already getting information on Season 7 while we're in Season 5, which is insane. All of these are very vague though, but there's some really exciting stuff that we can have a look at here. For a new season, we would expect a new trial environment, but then a new enemy X-Pop, which is kind of insane. Immediately, I'm very glad this isn't a prime asset, since I think having prime assets is going to be enough for at least like a year or something. But a new X-Pop could be anything. There's one called like the Trickster. I'm not really going to say much about this because this could just be whatever they want. And then more of what we would expect from a new season, new MK challenges, and a deluxe catalog. Then again, with pretty much no information on it, a new limited time event. I'm skimming over these pretty quickly since they're pretty self-explanatory and there's not really much else to say. And then after that, there's new black market outfits. We'll just have to see how those end up looking. The invasion improvements were said that it's not really a perfected game mode, which I really agree with. Invasion needs a lot of changes for people to continue playing it. So my only complaint with this is that they don't come sooner because this is something we really need. But I can respect that they need more time to cook it up and make sure it's all fair in general. The exact same goes for the escalation improvements. I think a lot of high tier players don't realize how little people actually play escalation. Don't get me wrong, it's a decent portion of the player base, but I think a lot of other changes need to be made before escalation comes into question. Anyway, they're leaving time for that to sit, but then that's coming in Season 7, so we'll just have to wait to see how everything goes in all of this. But thank you guys for watching, that's all I have to say today, and remember that only about 99.2% of you guys are actually subscribed. So I'm really excited to see what you guys have to say in the comments. Make sure to check out my other videos on Outlast, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.